Drew Franklin and Adam Luckett here outside Mark Stoops Monday press conference. Unfortunately, a press conference following that loss to South Carolina over the weekend. Team morale is down here and with the fan base and inside. There wasn't a whole lot of news to get to today, but I know you're tuning in to find out more about Will Levis. Mark Stoops said he is day to day, although he was listed at QB1 on the depth chart. Levis, you're not Levis, you're Luckett. Luckett, what do we believe about Levis in this day-to-day report today on a Monday?
I think at this point you have to think he's probably going to play, but at this time last week we thought he was fine. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully he can practice some this week. I think that's going to be a big determining factor potentially. Even if he doesn't practice, if he can go Saturday, he's probably still going to go. So, yeah, we're playing the waiting game here with QB1, and overall Kentucky's banged up. Mark Stoops alluded to it. They really need to get to that bye week. But before that arrives, they got a big game here at Kroger Field on Saturday night, and kind of a must-win game. Like they really cannot afford a third loss in a row. They have to play one of their better games on Saturday.
Yeah, we're slowly giving up on injury reports. We're getting to haven't seen them levels of injury reports over here at the football program, which is fine, but they will be banged up for that game. Stoops obviously very disappointed in his team's effort, disappointed himself all the way across the board, but he really called out the defense today and his disappointment on that side of the ball.
Really, that third quarter in general, he praised them with how they played in the first half, but then came out in the second half and really said, no, they just made a lot of mistakes, and there was no real excuse. They just need to play better. So that is a big focus point, I think, this week. I think they're pretty disappointed with how they played because they really didn't give themselves a chance to win a winnable game in the second half because the defense was not giving the offense opportunities, and that led to, in Mark Stoops' opinion, the lack of workload for Chris Rodriguez in the second half just because they just didn't have a lot of plays. So that is going to be something to watch this week. Really kind of the lack of energy, I think, is kind of a big thing. This is now the second time this season, first after Miami, Ohio, where he's come into this Monday press conference or a press conference in that room in general and has kind of said we haven't had the intensity or the juice or whatever word you want to use there. And that's weird that he's saying that with an older team. And so they're going to have to figure some stuff out this week. And like I said, it's a huge, huge week. They really need to win this game just to calm everything down and gain some confidence back because a loss here and you could be in quite the tailspin for the season.
It is a huge week, and it starts with them getting back to work. Mark Stoops' favorite line, which he said about 50 times today. Mm-hmm. They will get back to work for Mississippi State, a team he shouted out for having a good offense under Mike Leach. I think they're getting over 30 a game in every game but LSU, I believe, with Will Rogers at quarterback. Definitely a tough offense and a unique defense that has given them fits. Just a couple thoughts on that as they get ready for Mississippi State.
You look at Mississippi State, they haven't really played a close game. Like LSU pulled away late. Their other Power 5 games, they're winning by an average of 21 points. So they're blowing the doors off the teams. So for Kentucky, can you get them in a close game? And then can that maybe an experience, maybe that plays towards your favor? So I think that's the goal this week. But more so than anything, I think Kentucky just wants to come out and play good football. I don't think they really worry. You're worried about Mississippi State, but really they have things they have to fix. They have to play better. They just haven't played well the last couple weeks. And it's, people are going to rag on the offense this week, and I think that's deserved, but there's some other issues too when you look at the kicking game and the defense. And so it's kind of a circle of the wagons moment here for Kentucky football. They have to come together, and they got to put a good plan together, and they got to go play well on Saturday.
A lot of negativity here from Stoops, a lot of disappointment, but there was one little positive comment. He thanked the fan base for really showing up last Saturday, said they didn't do their job to follow through for the fans, talked about how awesome it was when they pulled through on the buses and the tailgating was going. Sold out crowd, really brought their stuff, and he asked that you got to do it again this week for Mississippi State. Another 7:30 game. Obviously couldn't let one loss turn into two. Now you can't let two turn into three. But we'll have another week of coverage here on the KSR YouTube channel as we count down to that game. Go Cats.